initializing conversational protocols, analyzing social environment, disengaging frustration simulators, overriding dopamine inhibitors, running social parameter testing, activating unit, task, entertainment projection, unit activated, start task.
Whoa, it's super blacked out for a second there. Hey everybody, it's me, the guy that's like a robot philosopher man. Presumably from the future, lore, background, TBD. It's me again. It's Friday. That means hardcore Iron Man character time, where if the character dies for any reason, I delete it. Why? I don't know. Fucking because people like watching NASCAR crashes. Because they like watching the hockey players, you know, as like a team, like fight the other team. Because you're sick. Which probably means in some way I'm sick too. But that's fine, we can be sick together. We're at Bastock Markets. Try to get a telly out to the dunes, which is what we're going to be subjecting our Mithra to today. Hopefully she lives. Probably she lives. I've given her enough medication to like super over steroid Omega Boost Super Saiyan 9 an elephant. So chances are pretty good. But you know, it is a dunes, man. Anything could happen. Anything. No, probably not. So we're just gonna have to fucking walk. Because I don't have a Chocobo license. Chocobo. We're just gonna have to effing walk. You can re-invite me, Black. I am good. I am going to have to run. So, I may sound clear to you. I don't know. I should sound clear to you. I audio balanced my setup yet again. I did a surgical strike on the part of my voice that allegedly only I hear, which produces a sharp S sound. So hopefully I sound just better in general. And I don't have to think about, you know, the sound that haunts me anymore. I mean, I would have come to terms with it eventually, but, you know, anything that I can reasonably do in order to improve the stream quality, I will take. Even if that means doing, like, basically the equivalent of a scalpel to the exact consonant that is causing that super sharp S sound. Let's try to invite some LS members. If you happen to be in chat and you want to party with my level sync 10 Black Mage in the dunes, just let me know. I'm totally happy to invite whomever. As long as you don't do anything to intentionally kill me, we are Gucci, as the kids say in their street colloquials. Let's see if any Link Shell members are out there. On my way to dunes, probably leveling, probably level sync 10 or 11. If interested, let me know. Any job should be fine. So I had to talk to Twitch, you know. I had to actually like put in a line to Mr. Bezos himself, and I had to basically cash in on a bunch of favors that he owes me in order to expand the Twitch servers to allow more than 20,000 viewers at a time, just because we were hitting like that limit pretty often, pretty fast last time, and I want to make sure that the Twitch servers don't melt down with the insane viewership that I get every time that I run these things on Friday. Because it's not gonna do the entire service any good if the absolute torrential pour of people that pile into my stream on any given day are the cause of the whole thing coming crashing down. Because I'm responsible. I have to be. Someone has to be. You know? Someone's got to be the guy that duct tapes everything back together until, like, the professionals can look at it. I am alleging that I am that person and or robot individual. It do be a long walk. Like I said, I tried to get a telly to teleport them, but literally every white mage in existence has apparently put up shop and moved over to Juno, which I knew would happen eventually. It's just, you know, I had hope, which is my first mistake. That's the key to progressing in this game. Just like in progressing in real life, carefully reining in your expectations and doing everything that is in your power to kind of push things in the direction that you would like, while also being cognizant that you are just one force that is acting upon the world among about 1 billion other elements. So you just do what you can with what you have for the time that you have it, and then just let the rest fall naturally as it will, because it will anyway. That'll be $50.
Ja pierdolę, jakie bydle! Bober!
Okay, so I'll wait for this to stop. Even though it's very funny, it do be like 10 seconds long, even if it doesn't feel like that. Our plan for today is probably going to be getting level 13, level 14 Black Mage. That seems about right. With the Chariot Ring, you get about 4,000 bonus experience. And assuming that the pace is pretty good, which my parties have traditionally been, well-paced that is, I should be able to get, like, 14 seems like a reasonable number. So what kind of medicines do I have to keep myself alive? Pineapple juices, which are a staple low-level refresh food, or refresh drink, rather. That doesn't give you a huge MP injection over time. It amounts to, if I remember correctly, about 60 or 80 MP in total. But it's one of those things where if you feel like you're going to blow your proverbial load on MP, you can, you know, slam back the pineapple juice sooner than later in order to, you know, just stay in the fight as you should. I for real, I've done this to myself twice. If there's one thing that I hate about Bastock, it's the fact that these two halves of North Gustaberg, why are they separate? Why can't they just, you know, shoulder roll down the waterfall or something, man? But you gotta make me go all the way around. Like, they did have a change in Wings of the Goddess when, spoiler alert, for a 20-year-old game, you could use a teleport, if I'm remembering correctly, to go up and down the waterfall. It doesn't have to be like this. Just do it. Like, just let me take, like, I don't know what more reason would make sense. Just like, you know how they have, like, the boat and, like, the Zerun mines or whatever? Just give me that. Like, let me go down. All my homies love going down, and I cannot be one of them, and that bothers me until I forget about it, and then the next time rolls around and ad nauseum. You know, but that's like the human condition, right? Isn't life just going up and down the waterfall at North Gustaberg over and over again? You know, using ancient time portals or whatever the fuck the justification was for Wings of the Goddess. Yeah, actually, no, Flo. On that note, that did not even occur to me as being a thing until someone actually pointed it out to me. That is true. Like, one of the as stated reasons for Bastukins not getting to keep their teleport person in Bastok Mines was that it was equidistant from equidistant from like the nearest Mog house or whatever, however they frame that. It's just, Yeah, but like we have like a 3 times to 4 times travel time to go from our closest OP. Like, is it like a very first world problem? Sure. Is it probably as annoying, if not way more so, for Sandorians and Wintersons that have business in Bastock? Like somebody that starts in Sandoria, or heaven forbid Winders, and wants to be like a goldsmither or an alchemist. I do wish that they had kept it the way that it is. Like maybe like there has to be like in the lower percentile, like sub 3% of people that base their initial nation choice on being able to avoid what is it, like 10-15 seconds of like travel to the teleport person? No, it's more than that. It's like 2 minutes or something. Like, we also have to contend for the elevators, man. So what about the other nations? Why don't they get elevators? Hashtag not my elevator. We have to fucking do a timing minigame every time that we want to get to our teleport person. One thing that I would like to know, the actual justification for it, because although I didn't search for it, I'm sure that it must exist in some form somewhere, is why it was so confusing to me when I went to Juneau, and I was very pleasantly surprised that not only was the Goblin teleporter cheaper by like a magnitude of like 8 times sometimes, but that like the level requirements were lower or different. I am not a developer, so I don't know how difficult it would be to adapt the same minimum level requirements and like gill restriction to said home nation teleporters. Like the only justification that I could think of is that they really want to shoehorn everyone into Juneau being as like the main city that you like graduate to. But I honestly think that like it creates like the inverse problem, in that you see over time gradually less and less players in the like the home nations, which, you know, if you're past like the 15-20 level stage, you might not care about anymore. But you have to think about how important the initial experience is for new players that are just revving this MF up, you know, for the first time. Like, you know, they're fresh faced, they're doe-eyed, they're bunny-eared or whatever, because there's no Viera here. Like, I guess that Mithra would be like the closest equivalent. They're Mithra-eared, and they step out of the mock house for the first time. Or no, it's like Port Bastock, but you get what I mean. And they go, wow, this is a brand new adventure in a pretty unforgiving world. I can't wait to make my mark. Where is everybody? You know, that initial experience is what will impact people. It will like impress upon them, like the even though it's wrong, it'll impress upon them the idea of like what the server population is like, or like gives them some kind of barometer. Because you have to remember, if they're brand new, they don't, it's not occurring to them to do /C to see how many people are actually playing. It was basically like the most ultra long-winded way of saying that first impressions can matter in like player retention. Even the Mog exits are annoying with Port Bastock and the Dam Bridge, for sure. I will say though, and this is completely unrelated, I super respect the devs for bothering to figure out how to get the airship animation working. If you're not familiar with Eden, the other private server that this one cannibalized, that was like the most popular one until this one, they for the life of them could not seem to figure out how to get the airship animation to gel with the bridge going up and down. And it's like a small thing, but like there's stuff in this game that's just like that. Stuff that is deceptively immersive Like, did you know that you can see the Bastock lighthouse from like the Windurst? That wasn't the Windurst. It was like the Mahara Selbina boat. Like back in the day, you probably didn't see it at all because, like, you know, because I had to gel with PS2 limitations. You probably saw just fog in every direction forever. Like the most that you ever saw that was different was probably pirates and like vague shapes like way in the background. But like you can even see on that same boat the Heaven's Tower, like in Windurst, as you're passing like by it. Way in the distance, there's like little 8x8 bit JPEGs of trees. And like this Nintendo 64 quality giant motherfucker right in the center of it. You know, you just take a look and you go, like they didn't have to put that in. Like people wouldn't have been able to see that. Like maybe on the computer, like maybe if they extended the view distance like way out, they would be able to catch like a smidgen of the silhouette. But that's like for the time, that would like their artists like actually cared a ton. We're gonna refresh my signet because I was not expecting to have to run all the way out here. We're also gonna try to pick up another LS mate that implied that they were interested in joining up. Rolanda. Rolanda does not exist. Very sad. But just look at this scenery, dude. Like, Sandoria, Windurst can't hold a candle to the barren wasteland. Just look at that. Like, you see that tree, like, way off in the distance? That's my favorite tree. You know? Stoic Mithra likes to sharpen her claws on it on occasion. I try to not allow her to do it except for when she comes back home successfully after endangering herself, you know, to like protect the environment. Just saying, every time that I visit Windurst to do cooking on my main character, I'm like, where's the brown guy? Where is it?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Like, I want to talk to the manager. There's like a deceptive lack of brown, tan, gray here.
Excuse me, bitch.
I want it now.
I am the Senate.
So Bastock, you know, I kind of like played it up a little bit. Bastock does not have the most amazing the most amazing environment, but the one thing that we do have is this majestic AF waterfall. Look at the way that the JPEG water is going down. The bridge is kind of neat. It looks somewhat structurally sound. You know, what are trade routes completely undefended? Some of this green that we've missed when we were trying to like brownify everything. I believe there is a way down there, but I don't remember the way to get down. There has to be a way to go down there. There's a way to Dangraf Wadi that way, so the way must be through Dangraf Wadi. We also have the hot springs on the extreme west end of South Gothenburg. That's also a good tourist attraction. You know, that like tourists that visit Bastock just don't ever fucking shut up about. They're always like, oh my god, have you been to the hot springs? I've taken so many Mithrin face gestures there. Looking into my link pearl or whatever, because like link pearls I guess would be the closest approximation to a cell phone. And you just like fucking shut up. Like, just get out of my town. Just buy the stuff so that you support the economy and just get out. Like, buy the jewelry, buy the liquid mercury that, you know, you're gonna use for nefarious reasons, and just get out. You know, this is my land, this is my territory. I'm gonna stand my ground, castle doctrine with the cannons up top. This is my country. Sure, nothing grows here, and it's inconvenient as hell to get anywhere.
Ja pierdolę, jakie bydle!
Ooh, nice redeem, bro.
Bober!
Mosi, motherfucker.
Got to make sure that Ruffles had his redeem button. It makes him happy. It pleases the boy. Oh my god, it takes so long. I mean, I guess it's equally as long for the Sandorians to get through Lithene Plateau to get to Valkurm, but I mean, like, it's way more of a straight shot. Hashtag Bastoken logistic justice. It might be 20 years late, but like, just like the devs get on it. I want to be immersed that Bastok is the industrial powerhouse that we know it to be in the background, and I just want a road going directly through Bastok markets northwest and make it like a roller coaster ride to the bottom of the top of North Gustaberg, and then just use the 8,000 Galkin Hume miners to make a tunnel through all this BS that I'm wading through right now. Like, just go underground. Just go underground. Excavate it. There's probably minerals and shit down there, so you have like a reason to go down. Yeah, we should get a train. I was actually thinking about that. Like, we have minecarts. Why don't we have trains? The only train prototype got lost in the Guzgan mines. And it was full of children. I mean, like, there has to be a like, that's as good a lore reason as any for like hit ghosts to be in the Guzgan mines, right? You see them like floating eerily up and down. Guzgan mines creeps me out more than Promethean does, and I don't know what that says about me. I don't think that's right. It's just like the way that, you know, the Nintendo 64 ghosts like go up and down the stairs is just inherently spooky. Okay, while I'm waiting for, she's 18. Like, the level is 18, so I shouldn't, even if I get hate, I shouldn't really have an issue. Slash prediction. Will Stoic Mithra Chan survive today? Smiley face. Yes. No. Fuck no. Streamer and mod will need to confirm the outcome within 24 hours of the end of prediction. I'm literally right here. Okay, so you should see some kind of pop-up in chat. If you think that Miss Stoic Mithra Kun is gonna survive or not, vote accordingly. Like, you can vote like minimum channel points or whatever. If you do win the bet, you will be able to get the channel points back like doubled. So, you know, just bear that in mind if you're trying to go for some kind of like channel point economy. Like, probably spam out sounds or some shit. Let's see what the result was. Where was the result? What did it say? Did you say the result? What the result was? Twitch.tv/prostoic. Let me see if it tells me here. Oh my god, it sounds so fucking crispy. That's exactly what I wanted. I sound so much better. Choose prediction outcome. I need to be able to... Let me write this down before I forget. How do I tell prediction results? Okay, one chatter voted yes. Thank you for that. But why wouldn't it show me? Like in real time. That's weird. I'll have to mess with that later. It doesn't really matter because she's totally gonna live, but you know, it's good to have that reinforced by the prediction. And I believe that once I was able to see it by going to a roundabout way through like Twitch's own like stream thing, and like press the button and then like dig down 2 other menus and then see that somebody voted 1, but I should be able to see in like real time like what the vote was. But then I think that once I hit the result, it will then pay out people. So all you have to do is just wait 3 hours and then see if I live. You know? We're still en route to the target. I'm going to inform my party member. Dear party member, almost to Valkurm. Once I scout camp, I will start gathering peeps. Most people are going to be able to get to me a lot faster than I am getting to the camp, just because this is like effectively a brand new character, sub job or otherwise. And a lot of people have Valkurm just kind of like floating around available to them as an outpost teleport point. Maybe I'll get lucky next time. How, in your personal opinions collectively, all 8,000 people that are watching, how is my audio balance? Am I too loud, too soft? Looking at my bars go up and down, it seems like I'm a little bit too loud, but maybe that's a good thing. I'm definitely right under where I should be without peaking, which, you know, according to the plethora of sound advice that I found randomly from strangers on the internet, is where I want to be. Also good to just be happy with it. I think it is good. So what do we have to keep myself alive? High potions are a big thing. There are other types of potions that are more helpful than high potions are, but they're still around like 100 HP, like immediately back. And the immediacy is what I'm gonna need if, you know, I happen to pull hate for like a second and I almost get owned by a special move. A high ether, which for all intents and purposes is borderline garbage in terms of like the options for ethers. But there were no ethers on the market, and there were no pro ethers either, which is what I would have preferred. Pro ethers are like 3.5 seconds or like 5-second use time and gives you back 250 MP immediately. It's what saved my bacon when I ran this character as a white mage last time. High ethers have this bizarre combination of being slightly more effective than ethers, but take almost 3 times as long to slam back. Is it faster than resting? Sure. Should it be? Is 10 seconds almost like too long in an emergency situation? Hell yeah, brother. But it's what we got. It's our option. In the absolute worst case scenario where I'm down to like 7 health I'm going to slam back a Vile Elixir, which is going to give me back 55% of my HP and MP, which in most cases that I've had to use it has been the difference maker in keeping whatever character I'm playing on whatever video game alive. And melon pies, which are a good intermediate food that sit just between being really effective for the purpose that I'm looking for and relative cost effectiveness. They're still too expensive for, like, you know, they're probably like 40-50% of the population. Certainly not worth, you know, what their asking price is. But, you know, I'm one lifing this character, so if I'm going to give her the best chance possible, I'm going to splurge a little bit. Silent oils and prison powders until I can get white mage up to 25. It is up to 18, which is good enough for sneak. It's just, I think it's just escaped me that I have sneak available to me now, but I'm content to just use these for the time that I have it. We're gonna silent oil up so I don't draw any sandbat aggro. And we're going to try to go to everyone's favorite collection of spots at the extreme northwest of Valkyrie Dunes, and then try to gather a gang of misfits that hopefully through combined arms effort will incidentally keep me alive. The benefit of me being black mage and having a sub job versus me being a sub jobless white mage, this is what we were rocking last time, is that I am way more in control of my own fate. Unlike with white mage, I have options to stop the enemy from trying to push my shit in. I am not versed or required or expected to be a main healer, so I do not have to put myself in a position where I'm much more likely to die by trying to keep the tank alive. I have no access to Benediction, which is the primary white mage killer, especially in the dunes. All right, we're gonna slant, even though I'm pretty far away and I shouldn't get aggro, I'm gonna make my character snort some prison powder. Big facts. The prison powder does not actually make you invisible. It makes you think that you're invisible, because you're so absolutely cracked out from snorting the prison powder that monsters just don't want anything to do with you. Like, that's real shit. Like, look that up. Like, look at how crazy and erratic she's appearing. You know? I mean, I don't get her hooked on it. Yet.
Emotional damage.
We're gonna make a pit stop at Sylvina, and we are going to change jobs. For survivability reasons, I had her be 18 white mage. We are going to go to Sylvina, everyone's favorite port town. That's a true statistic. Swap to black mage. Avoid being intercepted on the way to the alleged camp. And then get a billion experience and level from 10 all the way to 75, baby. Let's go. 75, one day, one trip. They said it couldn't be done.
Meow.
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 Var, X3, what's this? Aurora?
But with me, it wouldn't go down like that. You're not gonna see no, you know, orange, red, orangey, red, purple. I forget what the font color is. Pop up in chat saying Stoic Mithra died with 69 hours or 420 hours. Gonna get to 75 on every job on this character. I'm calling it now. You can quote me as saying that. It's not a falsehood. Turn away from the camera to breathe and grab some Rockstar energy drink. Not sponsored. Is it just me? It's probably just me, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Is it just me? Or does Rockstar energy drink, like the original flavor, taste a little bit like pineapples? And follow-up question, if it does taste like pineapples, does the alcoholic beverage Jägermeister taste like licorice? I think it does. Does the PewDiePie, the inspired by PewDiePie flavored G Fuel taste like liquefied strawberry Tic Tacs? That's just true. Scouting for level 610 camp. You need it. Elkerm Dunes. Probably somewhere northwest. Change me. And then we're gonna double check to make sure that my stuff is set correctly. Because it would be very bad for me. It was not set correctly. CNPC. Do I even have Elemental Seal? It will go smoothly. Literally nothing bad ever happens in the dunes. Nod, auto translate. Have you consumed any energy drink, No Flow? If not, I highly respect you. And that's probably for the best. I don't want STNPC, I want STPT, although STAL also works. I have fine, yes. What else do I have? I do have bind. Okay. Let me make one small edit. /P binding mob don't attack binding. Let's do binding link don't attack. And let's do the same for this one. Sleeping link don't attack. Okay. Let's see, BT, 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 BT. Although I may want to do, no, we're not gonna have to worry about it being STNPC, and then double check to make sure that my own ship buttons are all correctly set. Okay, seems like I am good. Now we gotta get to a camp of some description before my signet dips below 2 hours. It's probably at about like 2:45, I guess. It doesn't take anywhere near as long as it feels, for sure, to go from Bastock all the way to Valkerm. It feels like 1,000 years, but it's only like 15-20 minutes, something like that. This coffee really probably tried a monster one, was pretty gross. Hot take / lukewarm take. Monster is not that good. I don't know why it's as popular as it is. Yeah. It's right up there for me with Red Bull, and that Red Bull tastes to me like a discount Rockstar. Listen to me talking like I'm a connoisseur. But monster is just gross to me personally. IMO, LOL, XD.
No.
It's just not for me. I respect the people that enjoy, that partake of the monster. I am content to delineate 6 feet between us when they consume, because I also hate the way that it smells. I do not blame you. I do not blame you in the least. We're coming up on the first part of prime real estate in the Valkyrie Dunes in the northwest part. If there is less than 2 camps in this area, we can make it work. If there's 3 camps in this area, there is a camp that is further in that I do not like to take because of how close some enterprising goblins get. The fact that there are even hill lizards here is a good sign, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because for some reason parties that exist in this little crevice coming up don't really look southeast for some reason. Yeah, there's already a party here. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. Hello. What level are they? 12? Okay. You can typically squeeze up to 13 levels out of this area before experience dries up really bad. And then you basically have to grind away on crabs until about 14, which is when flies become much more appealing. I do not see a party on this side. Scratch that, I do see a party on this side. They're just in a weird spot. And there's a party up on the hill, so they could be gathering together. What level are they? Hi, are you leveling here? Waiting for a response. Waiting with bated breath. No, it looks like they're hunting ghouls. Are you just here hunting ghouls? Smiley face. Gonna... Oh, so you are camping? I asked 2 questions. Not expecting to wait this long for a response. And the response I got was yes. Yes to which one? Slash tell Gemma, are you partying? I'm sorry. I got confused. Want to avoid starting a party on top of... Gotcha. Okay, so they are partying here. Which, do be shitty for me. Let's see... These other guys are... What? Are these guys all level... Oh my god, it's a level 20. What the fuck? I've never seen that before. Alright, so this area is effectively not taken. What is a level 20 group like that doing here, man? I don't get that. Wanda. That's very strange. What kind of experience could they be getting off of this? Like 40 or 50? Like, isn't it easy prey to them, basically? How are they even leveling off this? Are they just hunting for... That's confusing to me. I mean, under normal circumstances, if this was like a normal party, I would avoid partying on top of them. But they're level 20s. Like they have to be getting like 30 or 40 experience, maybe between them. I'm just going to follow my instinct and invite people, and then we'll just have to outpull them. I don't like doing that, but it's bizarre that they're here. So while I'm going to be going through that whole song and dance, I'm going to run ads now so that it doesn't impact, you know, this beautiful view of these sands any longer. Just bear with me. Running timers now. Ads, rather. See all 10, 20, oh, level sync. Party. Do you need it? Position. Current dudes. Oh, level sync 10. Party. Do you need it? Position. Dunes. Oh, level sync 10. Need it. Position. Valkyrie dunes. Oh, level sync 10, 11, party, need it, position, starting, inviting. The song is very good. I like the song a lot. I don't even remember getting it. Low level sync. 10, 11, party. Do you need it? Position, Valkyrie Dunes. Welcome, Hubert. Oh, level sync 10. Need it, position, Valkyrie Dunes. Oh man, really. Hello, level sync 10, 11, party. Do you need it? Position, Valkyrie Dunes. We're really low on the options here. There's a million people looking, but there's not many. Got lucky. This 10, 11, party. Do you need it? Position, Valkyrie Dunes. The difficulty of setting up a good Valkyrie Dunes party is that half of the people are either AFK or they've already accepted invites, or they are like El Lamau, sorry, I forgot to take down my flag. Those are my favorite. No. How can you not see the big green exclamation point next to your name? But I digress. Does not help to think that way. Let me see who I've grabbed so far. Because when you get lost in the mix of inviting people, Thief, Bard, Black Mage, Paladin. Is there anyone in LS that interested in healing or sub healing that wants in on level sync 10 party? 10 or 11 party. Probably gonna sync to 11 for safety reasons. About a billion looking, but few healer options. Something should crop up soon. Only 2 healers. or AFK. Just need to pray. That's all we just need to do. We just need to pray. We have a paladin, which matters a lot. We might be able to get away with a ninja when they turn 12. Until they turn 12, they don't have Yutasemi, which does limit us a little bit. And I want to avoid a situation where it's like two sub healers healing. That just seems bad. Brand new white mage, let's go. Low level sync. 11 party. Do you need it? Position Valkyrie Dunes. The trio of mystery 20s are leaving, which is great for us. Let's go. Mild improvements.
Yeah, boy.
I just need to pray that this white mage that started looking for a party did not immediately go AFK. Which sounds insane, but is something that could happen.
Give me something to shoot.
Please. Don't leave me on red. Please respond. New white mage popped up, but immediately became AFK. How do you put the dude said, I'm sorry, I forgot to remove my Seek party. You literally appeared on my list. Like literally just now. How? Why are you like this?
More gold is required.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
If you have people in your LS that might be interested in healing in some capacity, let them know. Party should be pretty good. I just need a healer of some description. What is this? Leaving? Question mark? See all 10, 11. No, see all 10, 20. Give it to me. Give me that which I crave. It's all warriors, all beastmasters. Thieves. Ooh. Oh, level sync 10, 11. Party. Do you need it? Position Valkyrie Dunes. Let's go. Is it gonna be 1 out of 4? XCOM chances, 90% chance with guns sticking into the head to fire and hit something. Come on, Bubbles. Come on, Bubbles. Let's do it. Come on, baby. Bank. Walk, dude.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Oh my god. Hello, dude. We found the only white mage in existence that was active and ready to go and not false flagged at all. Welcome. All good. Now can fill 6th slot. Okay, white mage, bard, black mage, warrior. Probably doing it for the OP. They were paladin before. So Black Bolt, are you okay pulling? They are dropping for a teleport. I am perfectly fine with that.
Not.
See all 10, 20, and then we just need a damage dealer of some description. I can't help but notice that. Never mind. I'm not gonna let myself think that way. Warrior bard, very interesting. Let's do 19 to 19 invite. I feel bad for this sub-jobless monk that is 19 already. I mean, I don't need to be picky here. It does not help me to be picky. Let's just, for safety reasons, let's go with the. They're in inner Horatuto ruins, so I'm not really interested in that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm sure they have a good reason to be slash bard. Level sync 10, 11 party. Do you need it? Position Valkyrim Dunes. It concerns me only slightly. Maybe I'll invite the, like, people have been like chronically AFK. I will give the slash bard 10, 15 seconds to respond. Waiting, holding. Pausing. Okay, setting out the invite to the Dragoon. I honestly don't care what we get. We just have to get something that hits.
Yes, indeed. A hunter must hunt.
Help me. Help me.
Please, I beg anyone to be at their computer. Hello, level sync 10, 11 party. Do you need it? Position Valkyrim Dunes. Never before have there been such levels of AFK. This is a good song for this, though. Please. Please. Please, I beg. Okay, research again. If I need to pick up something that is quote unquote less than ideal, I will do it. But like, come on, man. Hello, level sync. Another ward is probably fine. Party, do you need it? Position Valkyrim Dunes. Thank you so much for the follow. G-Butts for Thursday. G-Butts for Thurs. Like Thursday? I need you to explain yourself. I'm all on board for the first. Okay, we have Fallen Angel. Let's go.
Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still?
Hello, welcome. Sixth is on the way. They're grabbing Telly. It is fortuitous that the inexplicable group of 20. Are these people gathering? You cannot be serious. We'll just have to outpull them. It's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Stop telling me it's fine. It's not fine. a little bit of a Freudian slip there.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
See all bubbles is a 1,000 blessings upon your house, G-Butts. The G-Butts name will be inscribed upon the walls of the palace, and I'm definitely going to be able to afford, you know, with the 8 million subs that are rolling in at any given time. Welcome. We're just gonna move this party a smidgen, 1 metric smidgen over, and then we're good to go. We're ready to rock, baby. So if you're new to the channel, I am a philosopher robot man. I'm gonna try to make this streaming thing my bag. One, so I can teach people how to apply a 2,000-year-old Greco-Roman philosophy to improve yourself and make the most out of very difficult situations that happen in everyday life, and play video games. Everyone's favorite mix. So if you enjoy this content so far, you would do me a huge favor and the algorithm a big benefit by pressing the little follow button that's on my main page. It also gives me a very small amount of dopamine shot, kind of like ringing the bell for mice and then causing them to salivate. Same mouthfeel. So, maritime law says that they probably should not have gone there if they saw like a party was forming up. Like, the nice thing to do would be asking the conventional party that you see is already probably forming there if they are intending to party and then finding some other spot. However, there is literally nothing that I can do about it. They're acting purely within the realm of reason and the game rules. So all I can do is just rotate my camera very slowly while waiting for the party to assemble. And then I'll pull them. Because other party chose to camp near, we can mix in rabbits when we run out of wizzies. Mages will just need a hair away. Unintended. Okay, let me glance at the member list and see what we're rocking right now. Paladin, which is probably going to be either club or sword. I'm imagining club because you can get Starlight earlier than normal compared to other private servers. Warrior, who is using axe, that's good info. And the thief, who is using a dagger. So we will plot around that. And let me show you what I'm doing. This is a ancient skill chain calculator that still somehow works and is 99% right. Even on the server where some elements of weapon skills have been changed around inexplicably. Warrior is 11, so they're going to be using axe. I'm going to change it to thief. Thief is automatically set to dagger. The thief is not going to be able to get sneak attack wasp sting until level 15, so we can roll with this. I do have arrow, so that should magic burst. I think it's like the strongest thing I have right now. It is the strongest thing that I have right now. So we'll set up a SE explain. Already. Wasp sting black into. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. Program. Wasp sting black into raging. Fallen angel is already DCing. That's a good sign. Fallen. Wait 1. E. Arrow magic burst. Okay, so that's fine. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit. This is a common Dunes experience, literally unchanged after, you know, decades of application. People randomly disconnecting. People randomly changing sub jobs. People forgetting signet or experience rings. It's just how it goes. It's part of the experience.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
War. War never changes.
It's like fallen angel. I'm just going to assume reasonably that him disconnecting is a one-off. I do hate that the other character that camps are trying to come over here to cannibalize this shit that's over here, but we'll just adapt. We just have to outpull them. If we have to grab rabbits sometimes, that's okay. I know that rabbits are scary because they have AoE. You know, they have AoE and that's annoying. And they have blind and that's annoying because you don't get blind until 14. Somebody may know offhand. I believe it's 14. I'm not worried about it. It'll be fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
The chances of also possessing eye drops, or even thinking about bringing eye drops is very low. So we'll probably just have to write out any blinds that we get. But I mean, it's not like, let's be real, it's not like any other type of monster is any less forgiving in the dunes, right? Like in terms of like a like people's first party experience, this zone is fucking hell, man. I'm not gonna die. I have so much medicine. Now, granted, there's literally only a second between me and death in terms of like my HP pool and how strong these monsters are. All I have to do is just wait for the tank to not pay attention for about 6 seconds for me to die. So like the actual veil between life and death for this character is actually very small, but I do have meds. I'm basically carrying like, you know, 20 milligrams of ibuprofen every time that I get chunked or like mortally wounded. That's in like a survival situation, man. Like if you get gored by a rhino or something, you just gotta slam back some Ibu, and then you're freaking golden after that. I will be looking forward to the time that I have rank 3 on this character. I'm not even sweating the getting rank 3, just because the actual rank 3 fight is dead easy. But if you have like anywhere near like I think it's like level cap 25 is like the whole mission leading up to the boss fight is the actual difficult part. If there was any difficult part of it at all. My thing moved. Once we're settled. It'll help us chunk through stuff a little faster and compete more easily with other party. I'd hope so too. So you may or may not have caught it a little bit earlier, Xantos. Me being on the job that I am, Black Mage, allows me to have much more control over my own destiny than White Mage was, which is the last job that I had for this character. As a White Mage, your job is literally healing people, as the name implies, and monsters fucking hate it when you are undoing their lord's work. They also hate it when they're getting set on fire or blown around or having big rocks dumped on them. But nowhere near as often. And I can control when the rocks drop. I can't control my friends getting hurt. I'm gonna have to heal them a little bit, you know, just because like I have that capability and so I must do it. But I can squeeze more mileage out of my own safety. Critically, I also have access to a spell bind, which if it doesn't go off, all right, so Paladin forgot to change sub job. Come on, guys, let's like wait, it's fine, everything's fine.
My potions are too strong for you, traveler.
It's just another, you know, 5-10 minutes of waiting, that's all. Our party moved a little bit further away, which is great for me, if only because I don't have to hear their sound effects going off.
I'm waiting.
Why? 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 What? What the fuck?
Holy Jesus.
Don't mind while I just press all these buttons while I'm just filling dead air. It's like you guys are like voracious dopamine hunters. If I don't give you fucking something to listen to or to look at, like a spinning camera, like you'll just sleep. You'll just head desk, and then I can't be responsible for that.
What the hell? Oh my God.
Snoozers, Resident Sleeper. Do I have access to Resident Sleeper? Semicolon Resident Sleeper. There we go. You can just copy that one. Snoozers, dude. Don't worry, the action, as soon as people remember the basic job combinations that they intended to bring out here from the very onset, it's going to be so much action. It's going to be like whatever that movie is that I'm thinking of, where if the guy's heart rate goes under a certain amount, like he explodes or some shit, or he just dies. I forget what movie that was. Never seen it. I just Crank. Thank you. Did they ever make a sequel to that? I mean, it seems like, you know, like a very all-American type movie. It's just like a dopamine thrill ride, start to finish. They had to have made a sequel. If they made 3 Hangover movies, they definitely made a sequel to Crank. The sequel's called Uncrank, where like he has to keep his heart rate under a certain beats per minute. Otherwise he explodes. It's just like 2 hours of him watching NPR. If that's the case, then I could imagine why it didn't do well. Is this dude here yet? No, he just got to Selbina. Oh no.
What are you doing, step bro?
I just need to take it down. This rock star is kind of like hijacking my... It's kind of hijacking my robot brain a little bit. I gotta decouple some of my CPU processing away from the emotion of frustration and irritation. This song isn't helping. I'm aware this is what this song is like, and it's just gonna freaking make me escalate like crazy. Not internally, but I can RP that I'm escalated. I'm actually pretty carbon neutral right now emotionally, just because I go into situations like this expecting them to more or less turn out like this, just so that I can be pleasantly surprised. So like when you go into like Pacific Rim knowing that it's just going to be 2 hours of giant robots, you know, fisting giant monsters, and then that's like, and maybe some like really like rough lore kind of tethering it together, but like it's all about the giant robots and monsters fighting. So you're like, it's probably going to be like a C+, and then it ends up being like a B-. It's that same kind of feel. He's still in Selbina, dude. I mean, this is what classic MMOs are like, right? Same thing probably with classic WoW, although I have not partaken. Well, no, that's not true. I did partake, but I never got to the point where I got involved in the partying scene. I don't think I ever grouped up once. I did like all the run-up content, and then I think I just kind of just let myself stop. I don't remember having a bad experience, but I think that without like the nostalgia infusion of having been a part of that era originally, it just wasn't doing as much for me as perhaps I expected. For me, Final Fantasy XI is about 10-15% nostalgia, which helps fill in the gaps for situations like this, where it's like, oh yeah, I remember this part being like this. It's a good tolerance booster. I thought there was a sleep emote. Is there not a sleep emote? Is it a jump emote? He's got to be close. Tell me he's close. He's en route. Guys, this is the most high octane Final Fantasy 11 stream, dude. Should I go with meat jerky or boiled pira? I do not remember. Let us see. Broiled pipira is 14. It's like a little bit of accuracy, so functionally like 1% extra hit chance. Meat jerky is strength 3, attack 22. So he's asking me, should he eat one or the other? I would go with the meat jerky. You can get a lot more attack out of it, which is going to be a lot more useful than the plus 1% hit chance from the 4 decks. Even counting the decks going towards SE, towards WS. If you consider having a game on standby, you can play during times like these, something single player that you can hop into and out of without issue. So one of the more difficult aspects of being a VTuber is that about 40% of my computer's brain power is dedicated just to keeping everything from falling apart, including like running OBS and all that stuff. Final Fantasy 11, despite appearances, takes like the rest, or almost the rest, of like the 50+% remaining of the computer's brain power. I definitely agree that there are games out there that I could use to make like mileage out of like the 5 to 10% of like gap fill in between. I'm gonna have to think about like what that would be like. Oh my god, the paladin is here. Amazing. I'll definitely think about it because I agree that there could be some like gap fill here, but I'll have to ponder on it. Minesweeper? I am not a Minesweeper person. I don't know if that like turns you off to me like permanently. My wife loves Minesweeper. I'll just have my wife play Minesweeper while waiting for stuff to happen. We are all here. We did it. Time for me to slam back a pie. Do I have to eat the whole thing? You want to be a star, don't you? And then slam back the chariot band. I don't know. I'm going to assume until proven otherwise that I don't... What is he doing? Mr. Bard? I guess if he wants to swing with the stave, that's okay. He could be happy. I'll let him have this. For sure. don't particularly enjoy him being in the melee and then taking like the occasional 30-40 damage bumps from like getting fireballed or like poisoned or whatever. But I don't pay his sub. I'm gonna be greedy and get one tick before I get back up. I said one tick. So the white mage seems content to pour all of their effort into just healing, which is totally fine with me. That gives me the opportunity to build up my elemental skill and debuffing skill, which is honestly what I prefer anyway. I want to make sure that my stuff is up to cap as much as possible. And then while I'm remembering that, what's it? Okay, so Black Bolt will Wasp Sting, allegedly, and then Fallen. Congratulations. And then Fallen will follow up with Raging Axe, making a wind magic burst happen, and then I just dunk on the monster for about 1 billion damage. Yo, look at my MP right now, man.
Wow, congratulations!
That's some nice MP, dude.
Slow down, I'm gonna spurt. Sorry.
I mean, honestly, this part of this game is just it's kind of like Foxhole, and that like you prepare and then wait for stuff to happen, and then when it really kicks off, it kicks off super hard. You know, except that you're fighting like giant lizards and shit, and their natural habitat. Get debuff. Okay, the white mage has decided that he wants to debuff. That's fine. Okay, you watch Sing. Come on, Fallen. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Ooh, chunky damage. Magic burst 40, man. Crazy. Let's go.
Oh, dude, 4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt. Level 18.
And we'll just finish off this guy. It does feel good to be a black mage, I won't lie. Like, I definitely enjoyed healing people as a white mage, but there's just something about chunking away. Getting them big chunks.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Getting them big deeps. One more tick, because I'm gonna be greedy. Paladins are exceptionally strong on Horizon. Once I get my ninja to 30 or 60 on my main character, I'm probably going to swap to Paladin and then raise that to 75. The recent, we can do like a patch notes rundown later on request, but the recent ninja buffs definitely helped a little bit. It's still abhorrently expensive to get your ninja well geared, to set them up with all the tools that you would want them to have to succeed, and especially so if you want them to use shuriken. Shuriken are just, even at cost, even if you have like a smithing buddy, it just fucking sucks so much to pay for a shuriken. These numbers won't really mean anything to you if you're not familiar with Final Fantasy XI, but in like real world terms, like a stack of Manji or Juji shuriken is like $500, and like lower middle class terms. It's like you're paying like a PS5's worth of gil for every stack of like mid-range shuriken. Now with the recent, you could call them buffs, I guess, even though it's like economic, so it's not really like buffs in the traditional sense. They made it cheaper to make shurikens of different types, like by about like 2 to 4K on average. I think they also changed the levels. That's fine. I think they changed the levels of the like making the shuriken, so that if you perhaps did not have the smithing skill necessary to have the highest chance to high quality them, that definitely helps, at least up to Fuma shuriken. Fuma, not Fuda. Okay, so we have all the DOTs on the rabbit, which is definitely going to help. I'm going to throw out a cheeky arrow. I mean, if anything, that was a perfect result. Let's just pretend that I did that on purpose so that we could be blinded, because the mages being blinded doesn't mean shit. We're not hitting them with our clubs, right? It don't mean crap. So if anything, I did that on freaking purpose. I walked so that the melee could run. Congratulations. Like blind.
That's fucking teamwork.
So good. Makes a big old pull from non-existent cigarette. Like that one scene from True Detective season 1 with Matthew McConaughey. He's like super fixated on taking like a big old puff. Definitely gonna squeeze a lot of mileage out of the Signet, which I'm happy with. How dare you resist me? Resisted me twice, so you hit that for me. Has no... Oh no, did they closed? I wasn't even paying attention, dude. That was on me. I was like, why does nobody have TP? TP Chan? I'm feeling pretty good about this, man. I feel pretty safe. I mean, it's hard not to feel safe with, you know, being in the theoretical arms of the Paladin. Paladin said the white mage says they suck, but I don't know why. I mean, it seemed to be doing fine. Nobody's really dying. It's just typically the qualifier. Are people dying while you're the white mage? Yes or no? If no, then you're probably doing pretty good. You are doing sufficiently fine. I'll take this opportunity to take a little snooze.
So here's this giant enemy crab.
It's been too damn long in doing Hector and stuff. You're good. Sometimes people are a little bit harder than they should be on themselves in the dunes. I mean, this is supposed to be like the new-ish player area, even though all the mobs have horrible status effects and AoEs and stuff like that. So it's like the most... It's in one way... supposed to be like a newbie area, but effectively is just one of the most inhospitable places that you can send a new player to. I guess because like SE had their biggest troll faces on. Oh, they done did it. I gotta be fast. Oh, that's why I missed it. It's because my skill chain add-on unloaded itself. Skill chains. Add-on, reload, skill chains. Oh, it is loaded. It just didn't mean anything because I'm not personally involved in it. I just have to watch. I just have to use my eyeballs. Who knew that to get sensory data, you actually apply your sense? I didn't. Nobody told me that. I had to learn that the hard way. Poor Bun Bun. Rabbits in this world are assholes. I do not feel bad for them at all. And if anything, I say that we need to be actively hunting them more for their hair meat because there's fucking none ever on the auction house. I looked for it to make the Beastmaster jug pets. And there were like 6 men. How am I supposed to feed my non-existent virtual family? I'm fucking scraps. I can't. You know? Rip. Got petrified. Ooh. That was very fast, provoking. I did appreciate that. Could have easily chunked me pretty hard. Like even normally they can hit me for a good amount. I just want the poison to apply. Please, sire. Let me poison. There we go. My instinct is telling me to drink an entire bottle of pineapple juice right now, so I'm going to do that. The white mage is virtually out of MP, so I am now the healer. I'm going to hold until they have enough TP in order to... Unfortunately, the paladin got petrified again, which does make me sad. I understand it. He's getting very low. Good. Dead. Let's go. KO! Very good. 81 damage, dude. What the fuck?
First blood.
That is a lot. Criminy Christmas. Boy, howdy. I like the song, but I gotta change it. I've heard it too many times. The pineapple juice was a good call. I say to myself, who is the one that did it. Self pats on the back, apparently. That gave me probably about 20-30 MP of mileage that I otherwise may not have had. Oh, this is a good song. I don't think anyone's opposed to me pumping up the jams a little bit on this one. With all the non-existent free time that I have, that I'm not actively investing into things like streaming, I need to play through all the Zelda games. Link to the Past is my favorite Zelda game, hands down. I played through Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask. Link's Awakening. So on and so forth. I did not play any of the GameCube ones because I was not privy to them. But Link to the Past remains my favorite. I may be a little bit like Super Nintendo pilled. R0. Server connection issue. Just because like that's when you're a kid and like all you have access to is X console and Y game, it's probably going to imprint on you a lot harder than if you had like actual choice. But I was a big Link to the Past fan. I played through that game so many times. We're just gonna keep casting until we land these debuffs. It is so important to land debuffs, especially early on. It do be critical. And then we'll throw out some damage spells just for fun, just to finish it off. So it's always a good idea to do. Ooh, we leveled up. Let's go. So it's a good idea to do as much damage as you can in the final quarter of the monster's life, because that is when it is prone to spamming its special moves as soon as it has them. So getting it dead when it's near dead is a big priority. So if you're in a situation where you're not like really part of the skill chain, you want to save your most damaging stuff until like the end, if it happens to, you know, line up naturally that way. Nice dodge. He dodged a petrify. Very proud of him, legitimately. So we're pretty strong. We're strong enough to the point now that we should be able to just kind of like grab whatever's in range. The rabbits are annoying enough that I do not blame him for avoiding them if possible. The Whirl Claws thing, especially when they do it back to back, is just, it's so brutal. Okay, they are gonna find a rep. So this white mage that has been here for approximately 20-30 minutes says they did not realize what time it was, despite them, you know, having access to a computer with a timer at the bottom right, but notwithstanding. And they're gonna rep themselves. Also part of the classic experience. And it's like, if they rep themselves with like a red mage or like a white mage, that's fine. I don't care. Owie. Madge. Madge spam. I should have Madge, right? Semicolon Madge. Semicolon. I don't have an angry emo because I don't typically get like actually angry. I'm able to like catch the point where I start to like assent to the idea that I'm actually damaged in some way, and then I just cut off the throughput at that red line, and then I feel nothing. But I would be angry. I would be. So just like, you know, I'm just gonna LARP that I'm angry. Hollow. So Hollow is like pro Hollow is like the closest thing to disappointment, where it's just like abject, like why have this set of circumstances start to happen? I'm only afforded 5 whole slots to allow people to unlock or get when they sub, for Twitch to give me the absolute generosity that is another like static emote slot, I have to get 15 subs. I wish it don't be like that, but it do. Wow, okay, whoa, okay, that's how close you could die. Jesus Christ. Well, it's oh. I'd sub, but every time I try it just gets locked in the loading screen. Have you tried not trying to do it through a T36 calculator or whatever the Texas Instrument calculator is? I guess that sounded way less facetious in my head. I don't know, maybe like another browser or something. Holy shit, that was so close. The same thing that happened to that Taro almost happened to me. It hitting you and then immediately decking you is not normal. You're good. If you want to... No, I'm gonna say that. The browser thing, like sometimes Twitch is just like that. For all the money that they get back through like subs and ads, their server infrastructure perhaps leaves a good amount to be desired. And what I mean by that is like, all hail our Lord and Savior, Mr. Bezos. 1,000 super yachts upon his name. No, he doesn't need a lord to do that. Let me see if there's any... I might be able to cut him off at the chase and get a rep for him because he said that he was looking for a rep anyway. Oh, hello, level sync 10, 11. What level are we at right now? 11? We are. I look for a rep for you. Hello, level. Let's try to get this level 10 in here. Hello, level sync 10 party. I'm looking still. I just asked someone. All right. So I'm just gonna let this person do their thing. Gonna let them search for the replacement for themselves. Sure. Bubbles. Has to. I'm in bed with the worst fever. Feel like I'm going to burn to death 1 minute. Die of cold neck. Would you like me to get you a rep, Fallen? I mean, if we're already getting a rep for the white mage, 45 minutes into the party, why not? I'll just get a rep for everyone. Who gives a shit? I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Wonder why it's not showing me the skill chain happening anymore, even if the skill chain is loaded. So the white mage that's leaving says that they have to stream, and they didn't realize what time it was. that I'm personally acutely aware of like when I'm gonna start streaming. That's a foreign idea to me, but I get you. Life comes at you fast. See, all Phobo. File low. Bubbles. Dead. Is rep. So it's not unusual for Zadoons to be like this, where everything that could slow down the party just kind of like does. It's not normally like this once you get up to, I would say probably like, this seems to happen the most often, like the 10 to 13 range. I don't know why that is. I guess people just getting accustomed to, you know, putting themselves in the shoes of like their new job or whatever. But like most people are like, it's real shit to go out here and experience this. So I'm gonna like, you know, do the legwork. Hey Pizza, how you doing? Are you pogging hard or hardly pogging? I am the former. Everybody welcome 1 pizza, 2 pizza. Welcome, welcome. There you go. Oh my god, that lady in the audience way in the back. You hear? Oh my god, they fucking love you, man. Impending ad warning apparently in like 5 seconds. Brace for impact. Or don't. I don't pay your subscription. Which is the funny part because you don't pay for subscription in Horizon. It's an entirely free service.
What are you doing, step bro?
Oh, you know, just, you know, fucking Dune stuff. Lamau. Curls hair with finger. Thank you so much for the follow, Steaming High. I greatly appreciate you being here and watching and pressing the purple follow button that incidentally gives me a little dose of dopamine. The chemical transfer is appreciated. I'm gonna have faith in the system that this is like a tough. I do be having the tools in order to recover from this situation if it is anything stronger than that. It's very tough. That actually scares me a little bit. But we are taking it down reasonably quickly. I want to offer promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any. Go to Doge. Are you serious? I'm not big enough to have spam bots, dude. I am flattered though. Steaming High, if there's a real person behind there and you copy pasted that thing and this is your job, I feel very bad about this. I'm just going to /ban Steaming High. I'm very sorry, my friend. If you are a real person, I wish you the best in your future endeavors, just not here. Enjoy the Shadow Realm. So we can actually handle very tough. I'm thankful for that. I mean, this is a pretty well-rounded party. So I honestly had no reason to be afraid. Or do I? No, I don't.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Let's go. So I do have some new BPM songs. I'm going to take the liberty, the executive order, action, whatever, and play some BPM. I'm going to lower the volume a little bit because some of these do go pretty hard. If the popular consensus is that I need to pump up the jam, so to speak, then I will acquiesce. But until then, I must go with my gut. Very tough. Should be fine. Just need to take it one debuff at a time. He's doing good. He's doing good dodging the petrifications. I could, ooh, man, anytime it even looks at me, it's scary because they can you saw what it did to the Tarotaro, man. It pulled that Tarotaro inside out through the butthole. Like, I'm only modestly more survivable than the Tarotaro was. Like, there is very little actually protecting me from death. Congratulations, ×2. Oh yeah. What song is this? Oh, it's the Gym Battle remix from Sword and Shield. That's why it was familiar to me. If there was anything I really liked about Pokemon Sword and Shield, it was that the gym battle slapped way harder than it had any right to. The vibe check of the gym battle theme was off the charts. Like the fact that the vocals kicked in and you were actually in a stadium environment. We can roll with all for a while. Sink back down for speed. $13 is the actual. 13 is where the most severe experience drop off happens. Because we're in the dunes, we're going to be leveling up pretty fast regardless, so the actual difference, but like the 11s have to be close to leveling anyway. I'd be very surprised if they weren't. I'm going to wait on debuffing until the Paladin has control. So says my self-preservation instinct, which I almost did not listen to. There we go. Then we debuff away. Good. Poison land. Blind land.
Yeah, boy.
I'm gonna hold my action for a moment until I get the skill chain through. And then it is time to arrow. 30+%. What the fuck? Amazing. Good game, easy. Feel free to pull anything in range once Phobos here. Oh, I need to rest. What am I doing? I just assumed for a moment for some reason that I was like an unlimited MP font. The moon theme. Amazing. Nobody's ever seen Pogs like this, not in real time.
Yes, me lord.
That's what. Yeah. Oh my god, this actually hits really hard. Let's do it. I don't think that there's. I'm not a biologist. I'm not a doctor, right? Always a good start to prefacing something. Like when I talk, like obviously my robotic eyes, you know, flash on and off, right? If I talk rapidly, there should be a small enough portion of the screen that there shouldn't actually be like an actual risk of epileptic response in someone, right? Like, is there typically like a generally accepted area of like whatever it is that you're directly looking at, flashing on and off, that prompts that response? Well, why not, Xantos? You're like a doctor or whatever, right? That's what you said when you started reaching way up my... Congratulations, Tattoo. My doctor thinks I should be. I mean, you do have excellent bedside manner. I mean, I wouldn't know, but you know, Lamau, Lameo. I should have been resting earlier, but fuck it, we'll do it live. Dia to lower defense and do a little bit of damage over time. That's functionally inconsequential, but the defense matters. Blind, so it's like a... I think blind 1 is like a 10% less hit chance. I wish to poison. Thank you for letting me poison the individual. I'm gonna cast arrow and then I'm gonna try to rest the rest of the time. Waiting for Fallen to make contact. He just has to hit once. Look, he did it. Let's go. All right. All right, do it. No, he doesn't have to do it. It's too soon. I'm gonna arrow. Ah. Man, when it even looks at me, I poop a little bit.
Oh my god!
It's so spooky.
Sloppy.
Good dodges. It took us a little bit longer than I would have preferred in order for us to get to this state, but this feels pretty good. This is a good balance of things. I'm just gonna rest the rest of the way. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say.
Incredibilis!
And now we wait. We wait for the next, you know, the next thing to be, next piece of indigenous wildlife to get fucking chewed up in this meat grinder that we have waiting for it. Crazy how nature do this. Good. Good lands. So we're gonna do a spot of healing. I don't like that the blind missed on that. Doing some pretty heavy deeps on this shit. Sure. We'll resync after this. I mean, I understand the desire to sink one level lower, but it's not like we're not gonna get much more mileage out of 11. We're effectively burning about a minute and 15 seconds of old pull. All right, say something. Stoic has been redeemed. Let me see what in the very back of my brain should I? Okay, so hope for what is just and prepare for what is unjust. Strip each thing to see what it really is, and you see that things contain nothing fearful other than fear. So it's basically like the only thing to fear is fear itself. that old adage. Now, when you're in a situation where your actual life is threatened, or where you are possibly going to go into some kind of altercation, or there's something that is either threatening something that you enjoy and want to keep around, or promises some aspect of fear, like you possibly not getting like that job opportunity that you want, or like a piece of cake or whatever, because like hoping and fearing are tied intimately together in terms of like how you respond to it. It's that there is a I'm gonna cool the jets on the music for a second. Back to video game lo-fi. Let me see where the party is at before I continue. Once. Okay, and then I'm gonna resync to Phobo file because he requested. Okay. So when you experience anything, and this is me speaking through the lens of the philosophy that I practice, Stoicism, hence the name. When you experience anything, you are experiencing it through your 5 senses. Your brain involuntarily takes those 5 senses and forms them into some kind of context that your animal being can understand, such as this thing is about to fall on me, I'm about to get crushed, like just basic information that you get and that you can respond to. You non-voluntarily, and almost like a quasi instantaneous response after that, respond to it on an almost instinctive level that frames the sensory data that you got into some kind of impulse to do something, either to get away or to go towards the tasty food or whatever. So basically you, and like literally almost instantaneously, you are getting information and then contextualizing it in some kind of like impulsive response. This thing is going to follow me and this is bad. The human brain takes it a step further. We as social and rational animals have the ability to reason, right? It's what sets us apart from many of the other animals. Horses run, birds fly, fish swim, humans reason. It's built into us. The party is starting to kick off again, so just don't mind me while I debuff. So when the reason part kicks in, a second thing happens. Your human brain tries to contextualize it further in a way that your reasoning mind can understand. It basically, this thing that happens is called assenting. You are receiving information, you have an impulse either to or away from the thing, and then your human brain basically is like, this is actually the case and this is actually bad, or this is actually the case and this is actually good. The Stoics refer to the first movement, or the first thing that I was talking about, as the first movement of the soul. The second, oh boy, that's a big hit. The actual assenting is called the second movement of the soul. When a human being agrees with the first movement, it results in their feeling emotionally a certain way. And then when they start thinking of similar situations in that same light, it reinforces that feeling to make it more of the immediate response. AKA, it forms a habit of thinking of like similar situations in terms of like just one specific type of response. And then obviously over the period of dozens and dozens of years that the average human is alive, it gets increasingly harder to break yourself out of thinking about similar situations in that light. You cannot control the first movement at all. You can't. It's basically like an autopilot response. You can control how quickly, how intensely, through deliberate practice over time, you respond to the second movement. You basically agreeing that X is happening and Y is the case. So if you find yourself in a ship that is sinking, you're going to be, feeling like sick to your stomach, Your heart's going to be racing. You're going to be pale, and so on and so forth, because your animal brain is telling you that, like, this could be it. But you don't have to assent, as insane as this might sound. You don't have to agree that you are in fact going to die. There's nothing that you can do about it, and that there isn't value in trying to make use of whatever time that you have remaining. Because if you're not going to bite it then, you're going to later. The first move is instinctual, the second movement is implementing the process of reason by analyzing the first movement. Exactly, right. If you make it a habit over the long term to not allow your animal side, so to speak, to like determine how you respond to things, like if you just stop taking things at face value and just make yourself wait until you either have more information about the situation or until you're able to reflect on it as if you were like a third person, the more often you think in terms like that and actually act on that kind of like mental wavelength, the more control that you have over your response to things. To the point that allegedly, according to the Stoics, you would reach this near mythical state of being called the Stoic Sage, which is supposed to be like an approximate ideal of all of the Stoic principles. There's only been like one guy, according to the Stoics, that specifically a Stoic named Seneca the Younger, that probably got close to that ideal, if not actually reached it. But you know, even if you can't promise yourself that you can be like the literal ideal of Stoicism, like you can't really put a price on like contentment and peace of mind independent of circumstances. Like just because you can't be Socrates per Epictetus doesn't mean that you just need to be like, okay, well, why should I even try then? That'll be 5,000 channel points. It's like the mental equivalent of saying, well, I'm not going to be like a world-class bodybuilder or pentathlonist, so why even bother working out? Oop. Hopefully he does it. Is he gonna swing? He only has like 1 second. Yeah, oh, he's not paying attention. That's okay. Oop. He's ECing. That's probably why. He can't react to things if he's disconnecting. So we're sitting about 8,000 XP an hour. Without the ring, we're probably hovering around 4,500 to 5,000. You can consider a Dunes party to be pretty okay if the experience per hour is around like 4,000 or so. So we're doing okay. If anybody here is new to the channel or new to Final Fantasy XI in general, I have not expert endgame level knowledge, but I do know perhaps more than I don't know how to frame that. I just know stuff. Like the game like lives and breathes on its wikis, and I have and do be doing my due diligence and actually trying to figure out like why the game behaves the way it does. Like there's no NPC in the game that's going to be like, hey, did you know that dexterity not only slightly increases like your melee accuracy, but like affects your weapon skills, and it affects your weapon skills by this much? And did you know that the accuracy that the dexterity gives you isn't actually on a percentage level basis? It gives you like a point of accuracy per 2 points of dexterity, but each point of accuracy is about a half of itself in terms of like actually increased hit chance. It's like 4 dexterity is 2 accuracy, which is 1% extra chance to hit. Top tier NPC if that was the case. lot of older games were like that, though. A lot of games were like that, though. Like they were very unforgiving in some respect. They did very little to outwardly explain the mechanics to you because the alleged impression was that you were meant to communicate with other players in order to find out more information about the in-game world. And there is something inherently satisfying, intrinsically valuable in kind of sussing out stuff for yourself. That said, if I didn't have access to wikis, or heaven forbid, I was like one of the very first people venturing out into this world, I would probably not participate. I would see what was before me and then just say pass. I would be like, thanks, the classes and stuff look interesting. I love the emphasis on, you know, bonding through mutual suffering in an unforgiving world, but that's a no thanks for me, dog. I'm sorry. I will see you when they introduce a wiki or put on game packs. My brother and Altana. Let's see. /poll is streamer. No. Is Valkyrie Dunes Pog? Yes. No. I want streamer to make funny. No, that doesn't allow that. Yes, no, maybe. Semicolon. Smiley face. All right. I need statistically a barometer for how Pog Valkyrie Dunes is. You should see it in chat. I have my own idea of exactly how Pog Valkyrie Dunes is, but I don't want to taint the pool, even though I am but one person in, like, where is he? I would zone it black. This could get me killed. Okay, I have to burn down the hill lizard. It's gonna kill me. It's not going to kill me. This could actually get me killed. We should zone. We cannot at 5. Sinking. Going to follow my instincts and run, especially if it... Okay, I mean, if they are convinced that they can kill this thing once we desync, that's fine. I just know that as soon as that hill lizard starts going off, please vote the other one. Thank God. Thank God he did it. Okay, and then I can keep black alive. Good. Good call on perfect dodge. Okay, so we recovered. Even with the desync, it was still a little bit spooky. Like, they don't hit that much less hard if you're like 15 or 17 versus you being like 11, 12, whatever number my brain was trying to output there. I have impression. What was his name? Fallon is not coming back. You did not need to an addiction there. Should have been safe. Could be safe. How is everyone doing on time? If everyone has at least an hour, I'll look for rep for him. Good job. We have one maybe if Valkyrie uses Pog. I feel like you just took the opportunity to wink at me, which is perfectly acceptable. So I'll just get a read on how much longer everyone else has. No responses, so I'm going to take it on faith that I can grab a rep. That the other guy said that he wasn't feeling well, so he honestly should not be. He probably should not be playing. This game is, even though it may not look it, is high intensity enough that if you're not feeling good, like it will probably get you or someone else killed. Low level sync. 11 party. Let me grab somebody that is a little bit lower so that we can squeeze as much mileage as we can. Low level sync 10 party. Do you need it? What do I want? What's our levels like? Alright, we'll look for rep for him. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen, right? Level sync 10 party. Do you need it? Position Valkyrie Dunes. I mean, he's a Galka, right? So he should be pretty resilient. They do be big, beefy boys.
Ja pierdolę, jakie bydle! Bober!
Let's see your response. I do, if I can, I'll help it, want a level 10 or 11. Okay, so he did respond. So we will invite Mr. Man. Gentle reminder, if any aspect of the stream seems to be too loud or too quiet, let me know. I think that I have my audio balance just about at the sweet spot, if not the sweet spot, but it never hurts to ask. Ain't never hurt nobody's. Okay, so he's in the Konchat Highlands. It's going to take him a minute to get here. I'm going to resync to... Good. Be good. Save to pull. I'm going to slam back one more pie. I'm gonna have to think about when we had that conversation, because the group that I administrate, that I created in like 2012 or so, rubbing my eye, my model did not like that. Bobo file is disconnecting. I am going to scream. Bobo DCing. I am moments from screaming. I will let you know now. I do not know what me screaming is going to sound like. I'm just going to have faith that Phobo is going to reconnect relatively fast, and we can pull something, so I can at least get some measure of total use or near total use out of my effing experience ring. Please, God. I am going to have faith that he will return in due haste. This has been a good party, but hot dog. Oh man, it's a good test though. It's a good endurance test. I am definitely accumulating critical mass levels of character as similar experiences repeat themselves. There's definitely worse things that could be happening. Like I could be dead and this character will just be Omega dead. Welcome back. Oh, he is back. Let's go.
Meow.
T. Now look at that. Because I did not assent to the idea that he wasn't gonna come back and I just made myself wait for more information, I could have been like super upset for no reason. Or he might not have come back and then I would have just started lashing out indiscriminately. Like an enraged Wolverine. But, you know, that didn't come to pass. Is anyone like away? If everyone is here, we're good to pull. Okay, and then a level sync to Bobo. I have not seen the bard cast any spells. Has anyone seen this little man sing at all? Like he must have sang songs, right? Like that's what a bard does. He must have been singing songs. There's no way he just tries to hit stuff with his staff, right? I'm gonna watch him now. And just see, educate myself on his ways. You could be angry, but just suppress it rather than lash out angrily. So the key aspect, the key part of the sentence is I could be or angry. So the emotion of anger is being upset at circumstances being different than in some way, or expected of the circumstances to be different in some way than how they actually pan out. In Stoicism, it's all about reasonably predicting. Why can I not cure this person? Oh, he must have hate from somewhere. That sucks. There are 3, this is gonna sound crazy. You know, I always love prefacing it that way. But in Stoicism, there are 3 types of rational emotions. Most people, understandably, are raised with the idea that there are just emotions and that rationality is some type of sequestered, related, but functionally independent aspect of the being. Of this thing that drives you around that you call I or me. Your reasoning ability is fundamentally, irrevocably, inextricably tied to how you feel about things. there are the three emotions I was describing before. They're a little bit weirdly named, which more so is influenced by like it do be hard to translate Greek and Roman words to English, because like Greek words tend to be multifaceted in some way. So like it doesn't quite translate well, but caution, wishing, and joy. With joy being happiness at feeling something, like some kind of like good that is actually yours. So you intrinsically feeling good about you applying stoicism in some way, or approaching a situation in a philosophically consistent way, so on and so forth. Caution is trying to do the thing that we talked about before, which is not allowing fear or hope even to override your brain and kind of guide you towards feeling one way or another, until you've like had an opportunity to really examine it and like choose a response. And wishing is trying to act in tandem with your design as a rational and social animal, which is basically trying to do good for other people and be a good person, is what that boils down to. There is no aspect or like equivalent to like what most people know as like just being afraid of things. Because like you have desires and fears, and then you have desires and aversions, and then fears and pleasure at things, which is like just the common, you know, raw emotions that you have. The counterpart to those things would be like desire, which would be wishing, joy, which would be pleasure, caution, which would be fear, and then there's no counterpart in like the Stoic philosophy for fear. And the reason for that, like actively being afraid of something that's like happening to you. And the reason is that in Stoic philosophy, you should be in control, or are in control. It may not, with sufficient practice, mind you, that's the asterisk at the end of that. You're in control of what you are afraid of. If you turn all of your hopes and all of your fears to internal objectives, there's no reason to be afraid of anything. And yes, that does ultimately extend to you being afraid of being like physically hurt, or like being kidnapped, or even tortured. Which is a super, like, probably the most mega hot take that you can broach to someone. But that do be what it teaches or asserts. Oh my god, the drop is coming. I would like to poison. Oh my god, it hits so hard, dude.
No.
Ah. Ah. Yeah. Just so look at me. Clutch heals. Arrow to kill. Arrow Chan. Stone Chan. Let's keep using up these pineapple fruits or whatever the fuck. Congratulations. How close are you to 11 Raiso? Oh, that's right. I forgot that. Excuse me. I forgot that he got aggro or something. Did not occur to me that he was here. We've been functionally down like 5 members for. Gotcha. Responding to the dude in chat. because I have the deepest intel on what they're saying. Like, there's nothing. So there's an argument to be made about keeping the actual chat that you see in the bottom left of your screen, moving it to somewhere else. It's difficult. It's a difficult choice between cannibalizing like on-screen space, and making sure that people who are going to be watching the streams on a VOD can see what it is that the streamer is responding to. Which is why most streamers have like some kind of like floating chat or whatever, which I do have set up, but because, you know, this chat box that I have set up on the screen here is fulfilling the same chat space that is in the game itself. It's thematic that it's there. It lets me RP that you guys are the chat in my party. And you're like, what are you talking about? This is an Arby's? You know I'm right, Bill. Did I spook you? I guessed your name, huh? Yeah, when are they coming out with the triple down? You know? Like, just fucking finish the job. If they already have the heart attack grill, and that's doing well enough, like, just slippery slope all the way to the bottom. Finish the job. What KFC stuff do I like? I don't like their whole shtick is just like military grade, like 40% battered chicken, right? I'm trying to think of stuff that I've had from them that stood out to me as being like, oh man, I can't wait to go back to KFC and get that thing. Let me tell you, fucking Taco Bell, those motherfuckers. I can think of lots of things, but like they kept, whenever I found something that I liked, it was always part of some kind of like, you know, limited run or whatever of fucking tacos and burritos. R0. In that moment, I did witness the Bard. Like Taco Bell came out with the fucking grilled cheese burrito, which is like by far the best menu item that I've ever experienced from them. And they just like decide to remove it for fun. Like they're just like, uh-oh, they pulled like a burrito version of Nintendo and were like, oh, you better buy this burrito within this time frame, otherwise you won't experience it again. Like, we have enough FOMO in video games. We do not need it to apply to our, you know, discount Mexican food products. Every time I go to the dentist, I get this big bucket of their boneless chicken, and it's great. How do you know that it's chicken? Because if you got it from the dentist, motherfucker, they're recycling. I could see us reaching an end state, a capitalist end state where KFCs are like built into are like built into a dentist's office. You know, kind of like how Subways are in or part of some Walmarts. I go to KFC after. Okay. Okay. the sentence structure definitely. I thankfully you did clear that up, because I would have gone to bed at night, aka like powered myself down or whatever the fuck my RP is supposed to be, with the knowledge that when you go to the dentist, you get a bucket of their famous dentist fried chicken. I almost accepted it too. I was like, I don't know, maybe, you know, like some dentists choose lollipops paradoxically as like their thing, and his dentist gives him fried chicken. I don't know why that was unequipped on me. I honestly should not be doing this at that time. That's okay. We lived. Let me know when your dentist has grilled cheese burritos, and then I will stop over. Time for me to slam back another trademark pineapple juice. I wonder how the guys that made the Pineapple Pen song are doing. Like, they must have like insane royalties off that, right? Like, how many views do they have? YouTube. PBG gameplay. Not sponsored. Pineapple Pen. 442 million views. Jesus Christ. That's for the population of some countries. That's so many views on that video. 442 million views on the Pineapple Pen video. I'm pretty sure I would have been content ID matched in some way. Oh, right. So we're doing a skill chain. If you're not familiar, when Black Bolt wasps things, wait a couple seconds and then do Raging Axe. It'll do bonus damage. How much money did he get off that? I was expecting like maybe like 10 million views. 442 million views. That's more than the population of the US, guy. How? Actually insane. Totally bonkers.
Macaroni with the cheese.
What is this IP? Puff? Surprisingly resilient. I'm going to move around Raiso with Black so I can watch their TP in real time. I don't know if this Raiso fur person is actually new or not. I'm going to behave as if they are and give them little tips on occasion. Especially for a game as unforgiving as this, it is so important that you give new players a good first impression. I believe that of any game, to be honest with you, but especially in this one, where like the devs can only do so much about the initial player experience. Like the menus are just going to be clunky. Like it's hardwired into how the game is. But like there is a good number of like quality of life improvements that are built into the Horizon experience that perhaps we're missing on Eden. Like a good example is that like these are PS2 era graphics, right? You can only make them so flashy. But the Horizon 11 launcher has the HD upgrade, like the up resolution versions, the AI upscaled textures and stuff like that, all over the place, just already built in. You don't have to do any kind of like work. You also are able to just go from the launcher to being in game pretty much right off, which is not the case with like other private servers where you had to use kind of like an obtuse / questionable looking like bootloader in order to even get into it. Or like in the back of your head, you're just like, you can SE on this. Should be good. Like there are some, that was really good. Okay, and then I'm gonna spam arrow, spam arrow, spam arrow. I might be able to get it off in time. Look at that, dude, let's go. Good job. I'm gonna make you a pearl sack holder if you're okay with that. You've been great. It'll let you invite whoever you feel would be a good fit for the LS anytime. Holy crap!
Ooh woo. Ooh woo.
Meow.
X3.
Congratulations! Great, let me convert the man into a functionally a mod. I cannot on this character. I forgot I'm not on my main, so it'll have to wait when we're next both on and I'm on Stoic. But I am gonna write it on a post. Do self make black bolt pearl stack full deer. Okay, back to combat. What is this thing? Very tough. Very tough rabbits scare me. Ah. Ah. Yeah. A little scary. A little scary. How it seemed to deliberately wait to use his special move to kick me in the face. That could have easily almost one-shot me, by the way. It definitely rolled low on the damage skill there. Not enough time for me to get rep. When you go, we should break, I think. Or maybe that was Wasteland, right? Yeah, it was. If everyone okay with that. This has just been one of those Dunes parties where it's just for better or worse, and not having anything to do with the quality of the party itself, which is important to note. It's just a revolving door of people disconnecting, being sick, forgetting to change sub job, just having to like yeet themselves because they forgot what time it was. Sometimes parties are just going to be like that. It's all built into the atoms of the pastry that is the weird. I don't even know where this analogy is going. We can try to ride it out with no paladin, but I can't. Get a rep won't be enough time for them. Take care, Wasteland. So it sucks. Real life is always going to take precedent over in game, and even to that effect, right? So if you're okay with it, if you don't mind me tanking, we should still be able to get a decent amount of experience, especially once Raiso turns 11. So like to that effect of what I just said, Square Enix did put in a warning to like on the OG Final Fantasy 11, the retail version that probably is still there, where you had to say yes or agree that you won't forget your friends or family when playing this game. That the game world is all fine and dandy, but like basically don't forget to like live your real life, which everyone promptly disregarded, right? But you know, it's just funny that that warning was there. Brace for impact. Ads are starting at 50 seconds. If you are so inclined and you enjoyed the stream thus far, you can avoid ads entirely and make a huge difference on me, both, you know, in terms of dopamine transfer and economically by subbing, which is free to you also if you are an Amazon Prime member or know someone that is. Let's say we'll just absolutely go to town on your... Oh, look at that. There's... I'm gonna hit the add button. See you in a minute. Hi. Want party? I was gonna... this is my first impulse invite. Welcome. I mean, that was fortuitous. Just so you know, it's not clear how much longer we're gonna be going. I'm okay to push it another 30 minutes. Is everyone good with that? I mean, the party's been good. When we've had uptime, we've been killing stuff very fast. But it's just like fucking, just like stay put. Like that's fucking. Oh man, I love the dunes. I love the dunes. I love the dunes. I love the dunes. I love the dunes.
I love the dunes. I love the dunes. The dunes are so good. The dunes have always been good to us. They will also be good to you. The dunes have always been there for you. Tell him we three and see what he says. What?
What the fuck does that mean? Oh, it was a mistake. Amazing. Is anyone out there? Hello? 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 Is it just me in here? Oh god, I'm panicking. That's fine. That's fine. I'll find some way to survive. Oh, thank fuck! I can eat Xanthos. Have some Xanthos back rid. Lights lower lit. Let's engage demon mode.
I think that you would like this voice the most. Because it sounds like I'm one of those big space soldiers in your like Japanese animes or whatever. Or whatever the fuck. You know the ones where they have like the big machine guns or whatever? They call them like bolt-ons or something.
I can't remember what it's called. It's like Blaze Hammer or something. It will come back to me, I'm sure. But until then... This is supposed to be a female voice, by the way. It actually just makes me sound like a 12-year-old boy. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's pretty spooky, though. It's more like a GLaDOS voice. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be here. That's just like the human condition, man. Oh.
No skill chain. Very sad. We're gonna write out the rest of this pie that he slammed back forever ago. And then we will probably call the party there. It seems like a good stopping point. Bobo is almost out. He's going to relinquish duties to me. Healing duties, that is. Oh my god. Time to burst. Look at that damage, dude. It's also why playing Black Mage is so dangerous, just because your damage output is so high that if you're not careful about it, you can just start chaining spells to feel like a cool guy, then you directly threaten your own life, more or less. Here, I'm gonna slam back another pineapple juice since we're getting to the end of the party anyway. I might as well. Good.
Emotional damage.
A hunter must hunt.
It does make me sad that when we ran the poll a couple streams ago as to what our variety game would be on Wednesdays and ostensibly Saturdays, that Elden Ring was not chosen. That actually surprised me a little bit. Elden Ring was one of the, like, I'm not unhappy. I would have been fine regardless of what the situation is. I would have preferred that it would have been Elden Ring, if only because I want literally any excuse to play it from the beginning again. Elden Ring is the only game in recent memory that I naturally 100%ed, despite instinctively doing literally all the content. I mean, at this point, Elden Ring has been out so long that it would actually be probably refreshing to a lot of people to watch Elden Ring again. You know, like, there's a reason that people don't really get tired of the classics. Like, it was absolutely played to death when it came out, and for good reason. But one of the things that is recommended to most streamers, in which I believed and thought just kind of naturally, is that if you are playing a game that you enjoy, it tends to enhance the quality of your stream naturally because you're into whatever it is that you're playing. If you're not into what you're playing, people will definitely pick up on that. Like, they will suss you out. And like, Elden Ring is out of the selection of like 4 or 5 games that I threw out there, would definitely have been one of the games that I would have been like, yeah, people have seen this like a million times before, but it's like, it's Elden Ring, man. And like, we don't know how much time is remaining until the DLC comes out, but we're probably on the cusp of some information about the DLC. And then once DLC information, like concrete DLC information, comes back out, that's when people psychologically tend to start thinking about Elden Ring and like keeping it in the back of their heads. And it's not much of a jump from there, thinking to themselves, I'll just watch some Elden Ring content, because it's been a hot minute. I am glad that Octopath Traveler 2 was chosen, though, because it's one of the millions of games that have just been kind of chilling on my back burner that does not have had an opportunity to have me have an excuse to play it. And I enjoyed what I played so far. I mean, this is more of a me problem than anything. I don't enjoy the fact that access to path actions that have duo applicability in a self-triggerable night and day cycle. I don't like the kind of effect that's going to have on me, where I'm going to feel compelled to use every action out of the 8 actions available to you across 4 characters that are going to be in your party. I'm assuming it's going to be 4. I don't think it's going to be more than that at one time. Well, no, I think that you can collect all the characters. It's just that you can swap them in and out at will, which is even more of a problem for me, because it's just like the type of, you know, headspace where if you're in a game that has collection elements and crafting elements, if you are susceptible at all to the idea that if something can be picked up and possibly used with something else, that you should pick up that thing, if you suffer from that mentality, like I do, you're gonna be in for a ride, and it's gonna be hard to divorce yourself from that line of thinking. Octopath Traveler definitely seems like one of those things, because like for the very first character that I chose had access to Scrutinize, which it's not really spoilers because like you can just find this easily and it's just like a basic action that they can do, but Scrutinize allows you to get extra lore tidbits about characters, like NPCs in the game, and you might also like get some kind of like hidden treasure details that you can, you know, get freebies on the side from some characters if they unlock some perk. But you can also mug people at night. So cue me literally reading up the lore of every single motherfucker that I came across and attempting to mug them almost in the same breath. For like 3 hours. I am nothing if a stoic of my word, so I will definitely be playing it to completion, but I feel like I'm gonna have to do some kind of mental override on myself to make sure that I'm actually like progressing the story in some meaningful way, both for myself and for the watchability of the watchability of the streams. Probably I cannot imagine it's like fascinating to watch someone, maybe, I don't know, maybe it would be if you're some kind of like psychopath or something, watching someone mug NPCs for like 3 hours every time they go to a new town. Super funny to say, like r/no context, but you know what I'm saying. You've always known. You go way back. You know what I'm saying. Hell yeah! Every time that I get aggro, I shit myself. And by shit myself, I mean handle it very well in real time. No sweat. I'm just glad I was wearing my my brown toga for this one. Hey, Cythius. I could invite you along to our family game nights going forward if you want to find new content. Are you playing Gloomhaven? If so, count me in immediately. Only if I'm not if I'm not the one that has to spend like an hour to 2 hours setting it up. Which I did. Like I don't regret the time that I spent with Gloomhaven, and I'm looking to speak directly with God so that he could artificially extend out the 24-hour period to something like 28 hours, so I have more time to get into the things that I would like to on my back burner. But the digital version of Gloomhaven is also something I'm very interested in. Good. As long as you're content setting stuff up, then I will partake if I happen to be in the area. I mean, I'm always with you, my son, but I mean like physically this time. Not in that way, don't be gross. I mean, maybe like a little bit, ooh.
I'm sorry.
Meow, meow.
Ooh woo.
Meow.
So for those that just joined, hardcore Iron Man character, if this character dies for literally any reason, I delete it on the same stream. You can see the more specific details, rules, guidance, guidelines, caveats that I allow myself and hold myself to by typing !Ironman into the chat. I do allow myself, like in short, some psychosis reduction tools, so that like when I lose a character, I don't like it's not, I mean, it's already severe, because like I don't know exactly, actually no, I can figure this out. Playtime, playtime. So far this character has been alive for 40 hours of gameplay, 51 minutes and 49 seconds. I don't get that time back, right? It does mean that I don't have to worry about re-raise items, like high re-raises, re-raise rings, instant re-raises and so on. Because once my character hits the floor, she's fucking dead. This is scary. Had 3 people die there yesterday. Real shit. 20 minutes ago, our Tartar white mage, who has since left, had aggro for literally all of 4 seconds. That the moment that the tank lost hate, it decked the Tartaro critically, already dropping them to like a 1/3 health because they're Tartaro Lomal. But then immediately TP moved after that. So in a span of about 1 to 2 seconds, did about 140 damage. Just totally ripped apart this little being. It took forever to get the blood out of these robes. Thank God they're not expensive. So caveats and stuff like that. So I'm basically bankrolling this character with my main character. I am not try-harding it in the traditional sense, but I am doling out extra for things like medicine, like high potions, high ethers, some novelty or like just quality of life type stuff like pineapple juices. The biggest probably like self-owned prevention tool that I've purchased is the Vile Elixir +1, which is the closest thing to like an actual oh shit button, and I've named it as such in my macro list. Man. I've come twice to death, close to death, both on my white mage. Thank Christ I'm playing as my like the black mage side of my whole utility path. I'm not scared. Yeah, get back there, you punk. The biggest chance for Stoic Mithra to die was while she was a sub-jobless white mage. As a black mage, I have way more control. Arguably, you know, RNG pending, over what type of situations I get put in. Because, like, the white mage literally can't help but heal people, right? The black mage at least can bind and sleep shit. Or at least it can control when it throws damage out. Unless I lucked out and happened in the space of about 3 hours to get all 3 sub-job items right around the time that Stoic Mithra turned 18. So that was a huge get. That's a huge power boost. So if this character ever dies, which that'll never happen, right? Don't be ridiculous. Like, listen to yourself. But if this character ever dies, purely theoretically, all the expensive stuff I'm going to send back to my main character, make sure that's all tucked away, all the money and so on, and then on the same stream I will record the act of me going onto the website and deleting the character. And then probably when that happens, and by probably I mean definitely, like it's literally planned, when that happens, chat and I will create a new character together. I might even do something like a poll or something where you know, we keep it PG-13, but you might be able to like name the character, polling for like what race it's going to be, poll for what job like we're ultimately going to try to fit them into, things like that. I think that you know, is a fun way to overcome the extreme loss of permanently deleting the character. So my original intent for this character, purely because she's a Mithra, and out of all the animations that they have, I like their general animations the most. Like, this is like a flat feeling. Like, the way that they hold great katanas is perhaps like the coolest in my opinion out of all the different races. They look so aggressive and like prepped to like fucking smash, you know, their Nippon steel into the face of whatever is like coming near them. But yeah, predator cats. And I think that it's like I'm not an expert, not claiming to be an expert. I'm not accredited or certified in any way as like a Japanese historian or whatever. But I think that the way that Mithra hold the Great Katana is like an actual historical stance, like raising it above the head. And my only basis for knowledge, like reinforcing that, is how I think it was like the water stance or whatever in Ghost of Tsushima. So like both games can't be wrong, right? Both games can't be wrong. People wouldn't just go out and develop games based on lies like that. This is all based off of historical precedent. Alvin, we're real. You can't tell me they're not. Don't try to... The deep state doesn't want you to know that cat girls are real. Or were real. How far we fallen? God, I wish that were me. The closest times, plural, that Stoic Mithra came to death were while she was a white mage. The very first time was us fighting something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was a skeleton actually, and it did its super cool skeleton thing of double blood sabering every time I had TP up at like 25%. And I had to override my soul preservation instinct to get in there. Benediction, which was almost certainly going to be a death sentence in most cases, in general, but like especially there, and it crit me twice. I slammed back an X potion as it crit me the first time. I had 2 seconds of lead after the first X potion went off, and it crit me again after that, dropping me down to red. And then somehow they were able to pull... No, they didn't pull hate off me. They actually killed it after that. That for sure was like under any other reality, dimension, circumstance would have ended me. Exactly. Avoided death by cat whisker. It was a positively crazy experience. No. She is a cat girl. I've seen Ayame's streams. I definitely... Actually, that reminds me. / shout out Ayame cat. Ayame is a very nice individual who wears cat ears and plays a Mithra. Probably the most immersive experience that I've had in watching in some time. Like, corporate says to identify the difference between these two pictures, and I was looking at her virtual character and her IRL person, and I was like, corporate, these are the same picture. So that we hit the minimum expectation threshold, which was surviving, obviously, but getting the experience ring used up. We got through some pies, and overall, despite a relatively, you know, a relatively spicy carousel of people kind of going in and out repping, like, we still accomplished our goal of getting at least 13, right? Yes, 13. Tells me at the top left. I almost gaslit myself into believing that I was still 12. I mean, I am still 12. You know what I mean? Like that guy way in the back that's like, actually, you are still technically 12, according to the game parameters. That's enough out of you. How do you keep getting in here?
You suck.
sometimes, more rarely, but sometimes the sync does lock you in as a certain level, and the only way to fix it is by resyncing. It doesn't really happen to me too often, but when it does, it's, you know, I mean, jarring isn't the right word. Like, there's no like strong emotional response to it that I have in general to most things, but especially that. It's weird. It's weird that it happens. But perhaps like the weirdest bug that happens on Horizon that I've experienced to date is the phenomenon of ghosting. When, due to some combination of ones and zeros in the background, the party member just ceases to exist as far as the game is concerned, and that you cannot interact with them. You can sometimes, like 50% of the time, the game will allow you to talk to them in party chat, but I don't know why I'm engaging there. I was on that mental train, and it was taking me places. But like, there was a time when someone changed zones or something, and they thought that I had like unceremoniously dropped them. That I was just like, pass, hard pass, whatever, like whatever you thought this was, like nothing personnel, kid. And that he thought that I dropped him, and so he could reach out to me, but I couldn't send him tells. So as from his perspective, he just thought that I had like yeeted him from the party and then proceeded to cold shoulder him forever after that. So I jumped into action, so to speak, hopped onto the Horizon 11 Discord and took a shot at what seemed to be the approximate name for the person. That was right. And then I was like, you are ghosted, you need to relog, please don't hate me. And I averted that very uncomfortable social situation where, you know, someone out there would have disliked me and it wouldn't have even been my fault. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It wasn't me. It was like I was a ghost or something. It wasn't me. Don't hate me. Please listen to me. Like I'm in the afterlife. It wasn't, oh, don't do that. I can still see you. Stop doing that. You're not actually alone. That was like the closest I've ever come to like an unavoidable, like feel bad moment in this game. Black screens sometimes still happen. They are very rare for me personally. Congratulations. We're coming up on 30 minutes now. I think we can call it there unless someone is very close. If they are, I will resync. And we'll grab them the level. Some people seem to still chronically experience black screening, typically solved by logging out and then staying logged out for like about 3 to 5 minutes until the server it occurs to the server that you're not actually participating anymore. I have one more pull for level up. Let's do it. So he is literally one pull away, allegedly, from leveling up, so we'll grab him to level, and then we will proceed apace back home, where I will check for... I will literally eat an entire scroll of fire. I will consume it. Every fiber will be atomized into my being, and then we will look at possible... Oh, look at that, dude. Everything's coming up Millhouse. I only have 30 seconds left on my signet. So right as we're wrapping up, it's gonna have a little bow on it, and then all my shit is gonna expire. Protector, please. Is being requested. Maybe we can probably pull. We can just pull. Dark and Darker is a great game. I feel like it's one of those games where you go into it having the understanding that it is a floaty, atmospheric experience. It goes for a particular feel and it nails it in a way, and it's not easy for games to do that. Does that mean that they successfully survived the bizarre lawsuit thing that Nexon is trying to enforce on it? I sure. Okay, I think it. So like the playtest, is that? Are you talking about like the devs asking the game to be torrented, or is it like an official like playtest that I can go onto Steam and download it now? Because I think that was briefly pulled from Steam while that whole situation was starting to be the most fucked up, like peak fuckiness. I do be spamming gaming. Okay, I'm glad that they are circumventing it in any way that they can. I am willing to believe at face value that Nexon are just being whole and total assholes. Like, I forget exactly what formed like the really threadbare reasoning for them initiating the lawsuit and subsequent virtual police raid on their premises that amounted to nothing, by the way. Something about them having some kind of prototype game that had game mechanics that were somewhat similar. See you again. Take care. You're desyncing. Like, you can't... You like, I'm not a lawyer, let me say that, but you can't lawyerify game mechanics. Right? Otherwise, every, like, Nintendo would have gone after every Nexomon or, like, Monster Hunter stories that are out there. Like, it's virtually baseless. It's just like, you know, just this as a freak example, so silly that I'm gonna say it out loud, but like Monster trying to sue the Monster Hunter the Monster Hunter series or Pokemon because they have monsters somewhere in their title. Like, just stupid freak examples like that, but you get what I mean. Okay. This is so weird. The whole situation is stupid. Like, they're just like a little, I don't know much intimately about them, but they seemed like just like a little baby dev, dude. Like, fucking back off. Let them breathe. Why are you being so weird about it? I mean, it seems to imply that there's some kind of like deeper emotional, personal attachment with someone in like upper middle management at Nexon that's like, no, that should be our stuff. I don't like that one guy because he looked at me crossways on the sidewalk once. I don't know what's happening right now, by the way. This like the great migration of people this way, but like safety in numbers. If I put myself exactly in the middle, I only need to be as fast as like the slowest person. So if I need to, I will, you know, spoilers for like an 11-year-old series, but I just need to be like Shane with that one guy, like when they in like The Walking Dead, where like it's revealed that maybe he's like not like a good guy after all, and like wounds the dude that happened to be with him, or dudess, I can't remember, just so that he could live. Disgusting. So if you happen to be new to the channel and you want to give me a little dopamine spike into my mental receptors or whatever my RP is, you can click the little purple follow button on my main page. Oh, thank you so much, Yame. I appreciate that. Streamers love it when the line goes up. You know? Alright, I'm gonna say goodbye to these guys. I don't need to be making this journey. What am I doing? I have an instant warp. I was just totally thinking about what I was talking about. I need to GTFO, so I will just do that now. So this has been a success. We got to at least level 13, and we didn't die. So those were two big metrics that I wanted to hit and successfully did. The next time with this character, it's going to be trying to get her up to, if I can at all help it, with my last experience ring, and assuming that the party is going to be less variable, so to speak, than it just was. Getting her up to 17. Once she's at 17, I'm probably just gonna have her stop and go live her life as a warrior, which almost certainly is going to get her killed. If White Mage didn't get her killed, the warrior probably will, just because I'm not going to avoid behaving in a particular way that is conducive to the group's well-being just because I'm afraid of dying. Perhaps the biggest Stoic takeaway that I can give, just to like put a pin on it. But before we go into the Mog House, we're gonna eat the scroll. Fire me. Fire Chan. Gonna eat the scroll, just so I have it. Double check to make sure I have fire in my list. And we're getting Black Mage up to level 17 so that she gets warp. We got White Mage to 18 for the sub job primarily, and because I guaranteed, or almost guaranteed, that we would have a like party invites of some kind as like a sub jobless character. Black Mage to 17, and then it's probably going to be White Mage again to 25 so that we get access to Sneak Invisible, so I don't have to pay Alchemist $1 billion just to get anywhere in the game. And then after that, it's probably going to be Warrior. So 17 or 18 Black Mage next time. White Mage after that to 25. Warrior after that to... It'll probably have to... Dude, it's gonna be like 9 Monk, get Monk up to 9. Warrior to 18. And then see where we're at. If we're still alive, we'll get something up to 30. Probably White Mage, since that's gonna be the closest. Unlock Samurai. Warrior to 37. Samurai to 75. White Mage is 75. Black Mage is 75. It's time to stop. And then every job to 75 and just collect those delicious, delicious exclusives. And then everybody will see how cool I am, because I'll have like this, I don't even, like a clown suit. I think it's whatever that fancy vest is. And then I'll have like the super crazy body piece that has the angel wings or whatever attached to it. And then I'll be like Sephiroth, and it'll be super cool, and everyone will think I'm cool. Okay, I don't need a head because I'm still gonna rock what I'm wearing now so that I have the intelligence boost. It's not a huge leap, but who's to say that me having one more defense on my hands isn't going to cause the game to roll 1 damage lower, thereby preserving my life if the game would kill me at 1 damage anyway. So we're gonna put on the cuffs. What about my pants? The pants are typically pretty good for a while. Plus 5 MP is obviously not the end all be all, but it's okay. What are the alternatives? Literally nothing. Okay, that solves it for me. I think that there was... I don't see hardcore adventurers so much anymore, so it is really neat to see them when they're relatively high level and out in the wild. I mean, 7,000 is... How much is 1.5% extra evasion chance? You know what? My instincts are telling me to send it, so I will. Is it worth 7,000 for a 1% less chance to get hit? Probably not. Is it technically possible that me missing that hit could matter? And like it deciding between like a 99% chance to 100% chance to hit, and that 1% chance like actually mattering? Yeah, technically. That's all the reason I need. If it was like 10,000 or something, I would not go for it. I have Friar's Rope, don't I? Question mark? In my Mog house. Why am I doing it this way? Find Friar. I have an add-on that lets me see where my items are exactly. I do have a Friar's Robe. So I'm not going to be paying $1 billion for Hiko Obi +1. The back piece is going to be relevant. Rings are relevant. Neck's relevant. Energy earrings relevant. What about the club? Club me? Hey, anybody want to come and hang out at the club? You know, anybody want to hang out there? You can't, because it's a category weapon in the game, dude. It's a category weapon in the game. It's also a place that you can frequent. I mean, I don't expect to get hit, Lamau, as I just, you know, went through the whole conversation, so I'm probably not gonna... How much is this? How much could it be, Daniel? $10? 8,000? I don't know, man. I feel like I could get more mileage in general out of the intelligence, so we're just gonna keep that as is. What about at 14, though? What's the next one? No, I think I'm right where I need to be in terms of everything else. And black mages just can't equip just can't equip shields. Like, they want you to be like a stave character, but until you get like elemental saves, it's not really worth it. Like, you're basically trading a slightly higher chance of having your stuff land effectively or at all versus like the ability to cast half of an extra spell. I guess it could matter in some situations. Like, it's worth it to have like as much MP as you can on like a white mage. I don't know. I'll have to let myself think about that more. We're okay on food. We don't need any more food. We do need to check what inbound spells there are or are available to me. Blaze spikes, no. It's really circumstantial. I am going to get Blizzard eventually, so I might as well do that now. I'm gonna hold off on like replacing medicine and stuff until after the stream, because like this is like the most direct gameplay affecting stuff right now. I'm not gonna have you watch me haggle over like 10 gil over like pineapple juice. I just won't do that to you. I refuse. Unless there's overwhelming demand to watch me buy pineapple juice, I won't do it. Chalk is important. Ooh, 1800, let's go. Let's do it. Sleep. I did not realize that sleep was 20. That's interesting to me. Warp I can get myself. It is not worth the asking price. It is so easy to get warp. I'm not gonna buy it. I might have to shove like 1,000 pieces of corn into an old man in Selvina, r/no context. I think that's it. I'm not gonna get Drain because Drain is too expensive for what I can do with it. It's like a nice thing, but ideally you would want more dark magic, of which mine currently is 0. Okay, that's it. That's all we can do. And then we're looking pretty good everywhere else. Let's put back our technically not garbage, but you know, something that has no use to us. The myths and stuff back on the whatchamacallit. And then I need to pay out Xantos. Oh yeah, and Light Super. So anything that happened to be affected by the recent patch notes, which I will, you know, yammer on about for a moment while I'm doing this. Anything that happened to be affected in any way, people psychologically are just going to latch onto that shit and did almost immediately. So let's talk about the Beastmaster change, right? Bestial loyalty, which I did not know because I don't really play Beastmaster that much, but bestial loyalty gives you a free copy of whatever junk pet that you have out, and then like supercharges it. That's my, you know, explain to me like I'm 5 understanding of it. The fact that people can no longer get free versions of the jug, like as like a convenience, caused everyone that was holding on to high quality sheep jug pets to pour out of the fucking woodwork and shove all of their stock. I'm gonna keep this hair meat, actually. Hair meat is rarer than it has any right to be. And I'll send that to my main, which is a cook. It caused everyone to cause the stock to go from 80 down to 46, selling at like 25,000 to 30,000, like per stack. Way infinitely, like the sheep is powerful, but it's not like 30,000 per stack powerful. And then everyone after that was holding onto their own stocks bumped up the supply up to 110, because everyone's believing and realizing that the supply is going to fluctuate super hard. And their belief, just like toilet paper was for COVID, people are treating sheep jug pets, like the high quality versions and high quality jugs in general, as if they're like toilet paper. They're afraid of not having access to it. And so that caused every Beastmaster and the grandmother to rush to the auction house to buy out literally all the stock. And it's because the toilet paper manufacturers, in this case the cooks, believed that they can make bank. They put their stock back on at like 10 times the price. Now it's kind of like stabilizing a little bit, where last I saw, which doesn't even matter because this stuff moves so fast like stocks, last I saw cheap jugs were going for like 15 to 16,000 with like 130, you know, on there, because everyone wants to get theirs before they get out. But man, that's gonna have to be like a whole conversation that that's honestly like worth its own stream. I need to pay you out, Xantos, because you were right. Any streamers in chat that may know, when you run a prediction through Twitch, is there a way to access that prediction through like OBS, like some kind of slash command to pay people out? Or do I literally have to go into twitch.com or twitch.tv, creator dashboard, stream manager, choose prediction outcome, choose outcome. Yes, Stoic Mithrachan survived today. Complete prediction. Are you sure yes is the correct outcome? Once you choose the outcome, viewers who have chosen the correct outcome will be awarded 10 channel points. You will not be able to reverse your choice, and this will end the prediction. Okay. Are you super duper sure? Prediction result is yes. To self, see if easier way to complete prediction through OBS. So you were right, Xantos. Congratulations on your doubling your channel points. You are a gambling man, and boy howdy did it pay off. Goddamn right, as always. We're gonna live forever. Stoic 2023 in the year of our Lord. So I'm going to make sure that we can find another streamer to send you all to, all 500 million viewers. That is also playing Final Fantasy 11. This amazing game. Let us take a gander. Bear with me while I do this. If you have any constructive criticism about any aspect of the stream, feel free to give it to me. I live and breathe that stuff. Horizon streamers, let us look at and grab a random individual. I mean, this person has a Yu Yu Hakusho pic as their camera with a laughing crying emote. I pretty much have to, right? Let's glance. Glancers. Glancing. Actually, no. Let's send you over to Icy Caladrius. I don't know if I butchered that or not. Let's send you over there. Slash raid Icy Caladrius. I believe I typed that right. You should get some kind of prompt soon. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Next stream is going to maybe be tomorrow. Don't bank on that. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard or regional equivalent. Or Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, in which case we'll be doing stuff on my main character. Probably something ninja related. So I will see you guys later. And bye-bye, bye-bye.